Right, we are live. Got it. Hello, everybody. I'm going to do a double check that we are live in the group. Just to double check. I hope everybody's great and not too exhausted after this morning's efforts of decluttering. I know some of you had to leave because went a bit over time, but the tapping is on there if you need it, and that I wrote specially for us. And let me just check whether we are. Yes, we are. I can see we are live. So I'd like to introduce Teresa Palmer. She has been with me for probably about 6 months now. Well, I suppose working together, actually, it was September we started, wasn't it?
Yes.
Properly.
Yes.
You joined.
I did the challenge in July, didn't I? Was it?
Yeah, that was kind of your first experience of me working, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then you joined the monthly planning workshops.
I did, yes. To start, yes, I did.
And then you came onto the Connected Blueprint, which was my training.
Yes, that's right.
So I thought it'd be nice to actually, I can't see comments this way. Let me just see if I can pick up Facebook so I can see any comments that come on. Yeah. But for anybody that's got comments, please do ask questions. I'm sure Teresa will be very happy to answer them. But what I wanted to do was really talk to Teresa, and you hear a lot about what I do, and you know, it could be all BS if I'm truly honest. Hopefully you trust me now. But I wanted you to hear it from someone else. I've got testimonials, but it's always nice kind of, I've seen these things before where you see other people talk about a course or something like that, and it always kind of makes you feel reassured that what you're being told is actually true. So Teresa has very kindly said that she would come on. So I'm going to, like, I feel like I'm going back to my HR roots and interviewing you. Do you want to just tell us what you do, so that people understand, and kind of maybe give a bit of context as to where you were when you first joined the challenge in July?
Yeah. Well, I've got a business already as a bookkeeper, accountant, payroll person, which I've done for 11 years. And at the start of 2021, I was fed up of lockdown, fed up of my job, looking for something new, and I was into my Tropic as a customer, and I joined as an ambassador, which I then wanted to. I've always been looking for something to do that's more creative than my day job. So I'm always looking for another business. And so this year I was intent on going for it with Tropic. And then I got more into the natural products and essential oils, and it's kind of developed. And in March, I joined a course that you were on with me.
Yeah. And
I invested in myself. It's the first time I've ever done it. It was a big step, and I did the course, and me and you kept meeting on there, didn't we?
I remember making a comment once when we were in a group that, like, oh, Teresa, you got me again, are you all right?
I know, we kept bumping into each other on Zoom, didn't we? So it was like a sign. But I got to the end of the course and I learned a lot, but I felt a little bit like, yes, I've learned a lot, but I want to be over there, and I don't know how to get to there with this creative side of me. So I was a bit floundering, and we were talking, and I joined your challenge because we've become friends from that course. And I just liked the way you worked, and when you were talking about your course and things, it was the way you were describing it. It was as though you were talking to me. And I thought, oh God, I've just done a course and I've just spent X amount of money. What's Rich going to think if I say I want to do another one? So that's how it happened. And I joined your workshop as kind of a bit of a dip my toe in the water with you, and I really enjoyed that. And then so I thought, sod it, I'll just go for it. So I joined the Blueprint.
Because when you said that you were really interested in the Blueprint, because we had a call, didn't we, just to chat whether it was worth, you know, whether it's something that would work for you or not.
Yeah.
it completely blew me out the water.
Yeah.
And it's kind of why I said what I did this morning in the decluttering, is the fact that when you connect to yourself, you start talking, not to, you know, everybody says talk to your ideal client, but at that point I'd gone, do you know, I'm just going to talk and I'm just going to let it flow and come out. I had never envisaged you buying from me.
No.
Because the coach that we were working with, I mean, she's on for £1 million this year, isn't she?
Yeah.
She is a big coach.
Yeah.
And you know, I never thought that, never crossed my mind that you would want to buy from me and join my course. And then when you did, I was like, okay, this wow.
Well,
okay.
I didn't expect to do another course after that one, because I thought that's going to tick all the boxes for me, and it's a course I'll go back to later on. But there was such a lot of gaps that didn't, you know, there were lots of things in my mental kind of, I don't know, how do you say it, my beliefs, I suppose, about myself.
Yeah.
And you know, it was like there were lots of pieces missing from the jigsaw, and I felt that working with you was a lot more personal. You kind of knew me, and we got on well, and I felt like I'd learned a lot more to fill in those missing pieces, so then I could then progress further on again.
And that's really important to me, to get to know the person that I'm working with, because you know, to understand where they're going and what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know, I've been with coaches before that have kind of said that and not actually done it, but it's a really important part for me, is that building of the relationship and understanding you, because I don't think I can do the whole limiting beliefs and block clearance if I don't know you well enough to know what they are. So it's really interesting. Did you, I mean, what I'm always interested in is, did you have any kind of things of worries about joining the course? Because obviously you knew that you felt the desire to do it, but actually that's the heart, isn't it? And the ego always tries to talk you out of it. So you don't press that button. So what was it?
Well, one was the money. There's a cost of it. I was thinking, well, I've just paid for a course. Is this, am I getting a bit addicted to doing training courses?
Yeah, which we talked about this morning as well.
So I was like, right, can I justify investing in another course? Again, is it going to meet my expectations? So is it going to fill those missing pieces, and will it be worthwhile? I always felt comfortable working with you because I felt that we got on really well. So that was something I really wanted to, you know, I look forward to doing that. But it was, it's that thing of, oh, will it work? Is it right for me at the minute? And can I justify paying for a course? But like I say, I've never invested in coaching, and I've always wanted to do coaching with someone over the years, and I've always just struggled along on my own. And I keep hitting brick walls in my bookkeeping business and also in this new business. So I felt like I was stuck. So I knew I'd got to do something. So they were my main kind of concerns. With you, as your capabilities didn't worry me, because I could see you were talking my language. So it was like, I knew you'd be able to help me. I know the other coach, like I say, she's £1 million a year turnover time coach, but that didn't bother me. It wasn't that, because I felt it was more on a personal level with you, more of a one-to-one kind of, you know, I'd get the support.
And that's the key for me, is the small groups and making sure, because you know, that course, it was brilliant. That course, I loved it, and it changed me. But I was the only one that did everything in the timescale. Other people have done the work now, because we're in touch with a lot of people, aren't we? But there was a lot of people that fell off. Out of 40 people on that course,
they did, near the beginning,
I would say half of them fell out very, very quickly, didn't they?
They did, because you could get overwhelmed by it.
And quickly behind.
It was full on.
And that's the key for me, is to making sure that everybody comes along. And I don't want people to come on a course that aren't going to achieve it. And I may change my mind when I want to upscale and I want to get bigger, but at this point in time, 40 is just too big a group for me. I wouldn't be able to give that level of support to people. she's much more practiced at it. She, you know, and I think she'll probably have other coaches that help her in the future. That's what she's talking about now. But for me, I just love the getting to know people and seeing their future and helping them. I'm just going to check that we're not getting any comments. No, we've got people watching, so hello.
Oh, hello.
But yeah, so it's, I think the relationship side, and because I remember you getting in touch saying, I've just had a shitty day as well, didn't you? With
one of my clients.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and that's lovely. I messaged you and I had an awful day. It really upset me. And you straight away, you told me a tapping routine to do and put it totally into perspective. And with one of these other big coaches, you don't get that. You're there at the end of the messenger or the end of the phone or email, you know, and you get back to me straight away.
Well, yeah, confession time at that point. I did get back to you straight away and then realised that it wasn't as good because I was drinking. And so I had to really think about it rather than react. So I sent you a second one, didn't I?
I know that feeling. No, you did really well. It was
I started and I went, no, I need to think this one through. Give me a couple of minutes and I'll get you a better one.
Don't get too emotional. No,
it was like, I wanted to help you. That's why I kind of reacted before I should have sat back and thought, but this is what we do, isn't it? And that's the thing. But yeah, I remember that. That was a real highlight for me because I knew then that what, you know, you were getting what was needed. And it wasn't just about the course, it was about the whole package and the support and the lovely part about it. But I mean, one of the things that really blew me away, and I think blew you away as well, was we do a questionnaire, don't we, at the start of the Connected Blueprint, and then we do it again at the end without looking at the beginning. Yeah. What happened? Tell.
Oh God, I mean, when I did it at the beginning, I scored myself and different topics. Some of them were really low scores, and I remember you saying there were certain ones we got to work on that were really low. And my overall score was 48 out of 100 or something. And then I forgot about that and filed it away somewhere. And then at the end of the course, I kind of got to the end of the course and you don't really realise how you've altered. You don't feel it week to week. It just gradually kind of smooths out as you're going along. And at the end of the course, I scored myself without looking at the first original one. I just did it. And I knew my scores were a bit higher. But the overall total was 86 from 48. And that's doubled, you know, about your confidence and your self-esteem and your self-worth. And they're all things I was really struggling on. So it's very difficult to build a business if you've got low self-esteem and, you know.
But why would anybody invest in you if you're not confident with yourself? That's the challenge that we have. And we have all these things that hit us on a daily basis that when we're feeling low, they make us lower and we end up in that spiral, don't we? Yeah. And it's about changing the direction of it and knowing that is just an occasion, you know, like your horrible client was just one off. And we changed that perspective that minute and we had a good old laugh over the messaging, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
And, you know, and we like what could have been a limiting belief of the fact that you're not good enough, that your client was, you know, he was being glass. Was we actually reframed it and said, no, he's the insecure one because he's the one that had to be like that in front of other people to make himself feel bigger. And that's the key, isn't it? It's about doing that kind of work and changing the spiral so it's upwards. And doing it without actually realizing you're doing it. Just changing it, because you know, so often we think about limiting beliefs and blocks as having to face our devils and really get down and dirty and deep. And you do have to put your big girl pants on for some of this stuff.
It's not all easy.
No, but at the same time, there's a lot that gets taken away without you realizing it. I talked about on Monday about, you know, when you set your intention, some of the blocks that you come across aren't there anymore because you know that it's worth aiming for your intention. But it's the same sort of thing. We can clear some of the blocks without realizing through the meditation, through the tapping, and just through simple reframing and working through some of the exercises.
And you see, before I met you, I thought I was aware of some of the beliefs I had, negative beliefs and things like that, and I thought, that's me, I've just got to live with it. there's nothing you can do about it. You just got to work around it, or it's going to take months and years of counselling or therapy costing you thousands. And it's not like that at all. When I started working with you and seeing the EFT and, you know, journaling and loads of techniques you've taught me, you can, a lot of them you can easily let go of.
Yeah.
Using the right techniques. And I was like, wow. I can remember, I think it was on a challenge you showed me something. I thought, God, is it that easy? Really? Is it that easy to get rid of that? And it was.
It can be, yeah.
Some
It
of
can
them
be.
obviously a bit deeper rooted, but
well, the thing is, though, we hold it on because it keeps us safe.
Yeah.
So we hold on to them for safety. It's a bit like us, you know, the banister as you walk down a stair rail as you walk down the stairs. You hold on to it. You're highly unlikely to fall over because you've practiced at walking downstairs, but you still hold on to it to be careful.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like a limiting belief and a you know, a block. And it's about just allowing yourself to let go and being comfortable that and confident that you're not going to fall down. And it, you know, what I was really keen on doing with the course as well was making sure that you had those tools for future, because we can't solve everything straight away. So it was building those tools. Do you feel you've got that to go forward now?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I can tell the way I talk, sometimes things come out, I think, oh my God, where's that come from? So it's kind of gone in, and I've got the course there on your system, on your website. I've got it there. I can go back to, I was looking at it again today, and there's all the information in there. So if I need to, I can go back at any point and just log on and have a look. And I feel like a lot of it's kind of gone in without me realizing. Like when I did something very scary at the weekend, which pushed me out of my comfort zone. But yes, I was scared and I was nervous, but I did it, and I felt great afterwards. And I was doing EFT before, and you know, there was lots of things to kind of that I was using that helped me kind of manage my nerves and just go and do it, and you know, do my best. That's all you can do, isn't it? So yeah, definitely, it's all things that I can refer back to, and that's a good thing as well. It's not like it's gone forever out of your mind. It's there, and you can just look back and refresh yourself when you want to.
Yeah, you've got access to all the links to the tapping, all the meditations, all the exercises. You've got continuous access to all of that as well, haven't you? So you can go back at any time if you're feeling it. And that's what's really important as well. We talked a bit about it today, is that when you feel the resistance and you feel there's a block there, whether you know what it is or not, it's about going, okay, can I get rid of this myself? And you know, there's some tools. And if you can't, you've worked through it enough to know that it's worth investing to get someone to help you. So you're not immediately thinking, I can't do this, I've got to pay money to get someone to help me to do it if I'm going to succeed. And then you feel like, you know, FOMO because you're missing out. You can actually get so far and actually know when you are investing in yourself again, that it's the right investment to make, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
And you know, from my perspective, there are all the things, I've done that work before. They're all tried and tested by me prior to me doing this course, setting it up. And it was, I swear that was the reason. That's why I did this course, was because I was the only one that I saw that had achieved what was in the course that we did together. And that's not belittling anybody that was on the course. They are all utterly brilliant women in that course. Yeah. And they did fantastically well. But I could see what was missing. And it was that inner work, that connected with who you are, that needed to be done to build those foundations. Because now whenever you come across a challenge or anything, you're there, you're sorted, you've got the tools to be able to deal with it. And that was what was really key for me.
And like I said to you, I felt that I was on one side of a river and I needed to get to the other side, but there was no bridge. It was like, I want to be over there, but I can't get to it because I knew hadn't got the internal stuff sorted. So that's what was missing. And I think that's the case with a lot of the other ladies that were on that course.
I think, to be fair, it's the case with a lot of business women. It took me 5 years in business before I realized this is what I was missing, because we're so focused on what we have to do for our business, that we don't realize that our business is us.
Yeah.
And that without us, our business doesn't exist. And so we need to do that inner work, that strength. It's almost like you wouldn't build a concrete building without steel rods inside. You know, you wouldn't do, I don't know, trying to think, you know, you can't build the outside of a house without the internal structure to keep it up. It's all of that sort of stuff that you need, that foundation that really strengthens what you do.
Yeah.
I'm going through it. I've got a list of questions. I think we've covered most of it. Would you, I'm going to say, this sounds really crap actually, I'm finding it hard to say this, do you recommend me to other people? That sounds really naff.
Times 1,000.
Yeah, it's like
no, I mean, I'd recommend you times 1,000.
Oh, I didn't catch that, sorry.
No, I don't mean you being naff.
Oh, see, that's my resistance to accepting comments, isn't it? Compliments. Brilliant, thank you.
Yes, I mean, I've, like, the course I did at the start of the year is the first one I've done like that. This was completely different and it was amazing. And I'm not blowing smoke up your, you know, I'm saying it because it's true. I didn't want it to finish. It wasn't hard work. There were bits where, I mean, and I can remember one week where I felt like I was having a bit of a meltdown because there's loads of stuff coming up and I found it quite difficult to process it. I suppose I had to have a week of, because I've been going, pushing. And you told me to stop, didn't you? And I needed that week of just let things sink in, process it all. So there were some emotional weeks for me and Alicia, and it was like, but then there were some really good fun weeks. I loved when we were talking about being, you know, imagining being a millionaire, and the money blocks that you've got helped me get rid of. God, my mindset now with money is completely different, and that happened over a week. So if anyone's watching and you know, just do it, because it's like, I'd do it again. And I don't feel like I'm the finished article at all. Are we ever? No. So it's still a journey. And yeah, it was a very worthwhile course, and the value for money is just incredible, because to have you supporting us as well, like you do, you don't get that elsewhere with these big fancy coaches, and it's just helps you progress much faster on the course. So you're not on your own, you're holding our hands if we need you to, and it's just, yeah, so worthwhile. It's made such a massive difference to me, and my business is still ticking along, but my bookkeeping business, I'm putting my prices up in January, and I'm so chuffed to be doing that, and that's thanks to being on the course, because I wouldn't have done it on my own.
You hadn't done it for many years, had you?
7 years. I've been in business 11 years and I've only ever done it once, and I was crapping myself last time I did it. So I've avoided doing it for 7 years, and I've just done it because I thought, no, I'm not carrying on as I am. And
normally when you put up your prices, people would come back to you and say, or would just ignore it and kind of accept it, or they'd leave. But that's not what happened to you, is it? People actually came back and went, great, here's some more work.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, contract renewed, and actually I need you to do this for me, and also I've got another business, can you do the accounts for that as well? I was like, not all of them, some of them haven't made any comment, but no one's left,
which is the norm, isn't it? I mean, the best you can hope for in that situation in a lot of ways is like no comment whatsoever.
Yeah,
because people don't want to pay more for something, do they? So you can understand people not saying anything, but the fact that no one left, because no one died as a result of you putting up the prices.
No one's complained, no one said, oh, honestly, why have you done this? I can't afford these new rates.
No, exactly.
And I think with everything that's going on in the world, you know, the economy and everything else with the pandemic, that's what's put me off doing it for the last 2 years. So that alone has given me a big pay rise straight away. Yay! That's paid for the course on its own, easily, 10 times over.
Oh, right. The price of the course is going up next time, everybody, just so you know.
But yeah, I mean, I didn't really think of it helping the bookkeeping, because I was like, oh, I'm not interested in that anymore, wasn't I? And now it's renewed my love of that side, because I feel more valued in what I'm doing. And the other business, natural products and things, that's something I do because I enjoy it, and that will grow.
And you've come up with new ideas since as well, haven't you, that you're working on? So it's what started off as that seed has now started to germinate into something that is really growing. And you've got those foundations that you need to really make it, you know, bloom.
Yeah, exactly.
So when you were telling me about the stuff, I was like,
I know, this is it. It's amazing. I was watching your challenge last night on replay, and I was listening along. And then, like I said to you, I had this like flash of inspiration, this download. I was like, right, I've had an idea, and it just popped into my mind. And I know that's how it works now. And in the past, I used to be struggling, trying to think, forcing things, trying to create things and wearing myself out. So turned everything on its head. So yeah, absolutely, 1000%. It is an amazing course, honestly. It's made such a difference.
Well, you did the work as well. You know, yes, I am proud of the course and the content and everything, but it's about drawing it out of you, and you did the work, and you totally deserve the success. I mean, I'm so excited for your future, of what you're going to achieve, and all the things that are, you know, you're developing, and the way that you're going about it is just so. It is so beautiful to watch and to read your posts and the things that are coming out, the way that you go about what you do. It's like, oh, it's lovely. I enjoy being part of your group and what you do.
Thank you.
And it's just, I think I DM'd you once, didn't I, and said that post was amazing. I heard you speak as I read it, and I could feel you totally being authentic in it, and the joy of what you were doing was coming through, and it is lovely to see. And I know 2022 is going to be amazing for you. There's so much you're going to do and achieve, and you're unstoppable now. You've got it all there. And the thing is, you can go back to that original course that we did together, and you can build now, because it won't overwhelm you, because you know how to deal with that.
That's another tool I've got to kind of pull on when I feel at that point, right, I'm ready to tackle that again now. I do feel a lot stronger now going into next year, and to see what next year is going to bring. I feel a lot more confident. And
it's that resilience, isn't it?
A bit dark. It's gone a bit dark in here.
But it is that resilience muscle, isn't it? It's about building that, and that's so important. Well, I think, we've actually been getting comments. Sorry, everybody. All right, there's me. You know what I'm like? I'm a good old chatter, aren't I?
Joking.
So, Helen Morgan, lovely inspirational ladies. We know Helen, don't we, both of us?
Hi, Helen.
Helen Morgan says, totally agree, and love that your course gives people the tools they need to do the inner work, Sam. Brilliant. Becky, it's difficult to process this stuff, Sam. Always makes me cry. Sorry, Becky. I've made Sam cry a few times too. Yeah. She says she too recommends me. That's lovely. Thank you, honey. We get lots of hearts. Thank you, Helen, for all the hearts. And then Katie says, watching the challenge replay, so we'll have to catch up here on replay as well, but lovely to see you both, beautiful ladies.
Thanks, Katie.
Do you know what strikes me about this? And this is, I keep saying this, so I'm getting a bit boring, but it's about how all the ladies are coming together. And really, we just support each other in such a fantastic and beautiful way. Definitely. And I just love that you know, there's none of the competition that I used to have in that corporate world, and you know, the bitchiness or whatever. We just really truly want the best for all of us, and that's what I love about what I do.
Like you said, before lockdown, I would never have dreamt of doing this sort of thing. I feel like I've got a little community on Facebook, and all these connections that we've all made, and friends. And
I can't believe that I actually have never actually seen you in real life.
No.
It's like, it feels so bizarre to know so many people so well, And you know, I even know a bit about your husband and stuff, don't I? So, you know, it's like, you know, it's and your dogs. I find it fascinating. And my joke is always, I have got legs, because you don't see anything from below there, do you? It's like, can I get my leg high enough? No, I can't. But I love it. And you know,
it's fabulous.
The pandemic has been awful, and my cousin at the moment as well. But there's like it's that red light example that I say every time you come to a situation, there's good and bad about it all. And you know, the pandemic threw a lot in our face and gave us a lot of challenges, but do you know, we had a choice. We could let it really take us down and think we couldn't do our businesses, it wouldn't work and all that, but we didn't. And what we did was we put on our big girl pants and we made it work. And not only have we made it work, we've made it absolutely bloody amazing as well. Doing what we do.
Definitely. All power to everyone that's gone for it this year. Definitely.
Absolutely
Thinking on your feet and being resilient and getting on with it.
I think that's all the comments that we've got. If anybody's got any questions, they're more than welcome to drop some comments in here. I'll answer them, I'm sure. I don't want to put work on Teresa.
If anyone needs to ask me anything about my experience, I'm happy to help.
Brilliant. And I'm hoping Alessia will come on as well at some point. I need to chat to her about setting up a time. So if anybody's got questions as well, do post them. I put a link in the email that came out today. If you want to chat about the Connected Blueprint, you can book a call with me. That is what Teresa did. You know, if she wanted some reassurance and I gave it to her. If I didn't think it's right for you, I would tell you. I don't want you on the course if I don't think it's going to work for you. Personally, I don't think it wouldn't work for people. I think it's stuff that they really need. But if they're getting it from somewhere else or they don't need everything, then I will let you know. Okay. So thank you so much for your time this afternoon. You are an amazing lady. I am so honoured to know you, but to be part of your journey. You're such an amazing girl. So thank you. And
you're welcome. It's been fun. And I've enjoyed it.
I'm looking forward to the new year because we're working together on some other stuff, aren't we? So that'll be exciting as well.
That'll be great.
So right.
Fabulous.
Good luck and thank you. And thanks for watching, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Right.